Bro, let me tell you something. This ain't gonna be on camera, yeah? But let me tell you what I am, yeah? Do you know when I bought those LVs when we were in Dubai?
Yeah.
You know I already have them.
No, how didn't you know?
Because I forgot they were in a box. I bought them, they got delivered here, I had a few of them, and they were in a box, and I thought
That's how you know
bought
that's
them.
how you know the bro's got different P's. My man bought trainers not knowing he already had them. That's only happened to me with a pair of ASOS t-shirt once. I can't believe that happened to you with a pair of £1,200 trainers.
We're gonna play a game. So the game is, I say 3, 2, 1, and we both need to say a word. And the idea is to get the same word. Right, we're doing this?
Yeah.
Right, 3, 2, 1, Lambo.
Cars.
Okay, 3, 2, 1,
Horus.
Okay, 3, 2, 1,
Rivalto. Yes! even though my pronunciation wasn't really great, but yes.
So we're back for another episode of Chat and Breeze. Me and my boy Daniel, Chat Asheville. What's been happening in your life? What's going on? I know I've been watching your videos and I know you are stressed and under pressure.
I keep using the word challenging. I had a challenging experience with a Land Rover dealership. I was trying to collect my car. They blamed me and said that the reason it was so difficult is because I used a third-party finance company. Had I used Land Rover Finance, none of this would have happened. So it wasn't their fault, it was my fault. At one point, I was very emotional and upset about it, and I called you.
To calm him down, because Daniel's like the Hulk. Daniel will go down and turn the dealership upside down and everyone in it, and he'll pick them up like this and just walk around with him and say, ah! He's a big fella, you don't want to mess with him. So he called me, I calmed him down, even though I was annoyed at what they'd done and how they tried to style it. And then they tried to backtrack, but all the email thread was there, guys. Naughty, naughty.
In the end, based on Yan's advice, I decided that I was going to take the car, irrespective of what happened, because if I went to reorder the car, I would now have to wait 6 to 9 months, and the car would cost me 20% more with just basic inflation and how the market's gone. So I decided to take the car, and I've taken it up to Simon at Urban, and they are now sprinkling magic on it.
By the way, the dealer is on the A40, and it's near the Hanger Lane roundabout, not to name them. If you work it out, let me know.
So tell me, what is going on in the world of Yianni Shalalambos?
Rivalto's here now, so I'm excited about that. That's a special car. People weren't sure about the white wheels. It seems that everyone seems to love the white wheels, and everyone's like, it works, it works, it works.
Can we get in your car one evening and play There's No Easy Way Out from Rocky IV? Can we do that?
We will do that.
Can we do that like Rocky did in the Countach? Can we do that?
Do you want me to drive like this? We've mentioned boxing in the past. Tyson Fury, Usyk. Usyk won that fight, and I think the fight should have been stopped. I think he was all over the place when he was going from rope to rope to rope.
If the referee did stop the fight, the first thing that Tyson said would have been, you stop the fight, I've got up in the past. So almost by letting the fight continue and him losing fair and square, you know, it didn't take away from Usyk's glory. The fight that we all want to see is Fury, Joshua. That is the fight we all want to see.
Who wins?
I've got to go with Joshua, 100%.
I think Fury's on the decline now. I think Joshua's on the way up now. The last time we spoke about AJ fighting Ngannou.
Yep, we called that. You took him out nice and early.
He's got business to do. If we were putting on like an event, an ultimate event, a boxing event, and you could bring people in that are retired now, that have passed away, and obviously with the latest people that are alive, where are you at? Who are you putting in?
Main event, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, main event. And then, but there's an undercard.
Go on.
I would like to see George Foreman against...
Lennox?
Yes. Sometimes I don't think Lennox gets enough credit. He was an absolute warrior. He was a gladiator. If you watch Lennox versus the older Klitschko brother, the fellas nearly killed each other. They were holding onto the rope. They could barely stand and they were still throwing their hands. I've got to see Joshua Fury on the undercard. I've got to see it at some point in my life.
I'd like to see Prince Nazim, but Floyd, is Floyd light enough?
They can eat. We can put them up. We can put them
Floyd,
up.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Floyd in his prime versus Canelo in his prime. Yeah. Because Canelo in his prime is a different Canelo that fought Floyd earlier in his career. Now that would be a fight.
Okay, so a lot of you guys have sent in dilemmas. So myself and Daniel are going to try and answer them. All right, so I've got one here. How to overcome the fear of getting embarrassed, humiliated, and do you have that fear?
I don't have that fear anymore But for large periods in my life, I did have that fear, but I don't have it anymore.
So how did you overcome it?
I kind of had to get my head around the fact that the fear of it happening is actually worse than it happening. You got to stop worrying so much about what people think, because then you become a prisoner to it and them. It wasn't easy, it took me many years.
And what you can't control. I think if you put things out there in the universe, I think sometimes it does happen. And if you're always thinking about a certain thing, or you're always worrying about a certain thing, usually it will come and it'll affect you.
Right. I think I've outgrown my friends. They think I've gone bougie.
Listen, it's what you class as outgrowing your friends, having different circles. Listen, not everyone's going to be the same level as you, whether it be monetary, whether it be success, whether it be being a nice person. I just think when you say you've outgrown them, what do you mean by that? That they're not on your level anymore? That the job you've got is making you more successful? The minute you start making money, the minute you start getting some sort of validation from other people, some people will not like that, and some people will get jealous of it. And I think that is why you need to make sure the people that are around you appreciate you for who you are and what you do, and you're not in competition. You should never be in competition with your friends. To me, I want my friends to do well. I love my friends doing well. There's no better feeling than having a friend that's doing well. One, because it's your friend. Two, you can always call on a favor, they can help you. You want your circle around you to all doing well. And I want my circle to be doing better than me, so then I've got something to look up to and aspire to.
I'm big on energy.
Yeah.
It's the energy that I get from someone. If I'm around someone and I don't feel like there's good energy, I just won't be around them.
Yeah.
Or I will ask the question, is there a problem? And if I keep getting told there is no problem, but I can feel the energy, you can't hide the energy.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be around people who don't have good energy towards me.
I can't remember who said this, but it was like, I didn't work this hard to stay the same. Was it Kanye?
Kanye. What do you think I rap for? To drive a RAV4?
Yeah, exactly. You're grafting and you're putting in the hours and you're sacrificing your life in certain areas, whether it be via your friends or your family or whatever it may be, going out to have a better life. So when you get there, you can't be beaten down by it because you've sacrificed to get it.
More often, I've had the challenge in my life when I stop doing certain things and people say, when I'm trying to sacrifice short-term fun for long-term gain, and you don't do some of the things that you used to do, and people say, oh, you're not about anymore, you're not doing this. But the further you distance yourself from it and look at it from a bird's eye view, you think, oh, I was wasting a lot of time. And when you step back from it all and you begin to work on yourself more, you become happier within yourself and you have a better view of it. So
I remember this back in the day when we were younger. It was like, I never see you at the club, I never see you at the bank. So it's like, it's all relative. I can't get off my phone. I'm addicted.
Are you?
I am on my phone a lot. I've done a video recently, 10 things I can't live without, and phone was one of them. And my screen time was like just under 9 hours a day. What's your screen time? Let's have a quick look. That would be interesting. Let's see what your screen time is.
I'm on computers more than you.
Yeah, you are actually.
I'm on computers. How do you check it? I don't even know how to check these things.
Okay. Wow.
What?
4 hours, 15 a day. To be fair, you're down 23% from last week.
I spend a lot of time on computers.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's quite low. Even if you take the 23% up, you're still at 5 hours a day, which.
But I'm not on. I'm not active on like a lot of social. Other than YouTube, I'm not active on social media platforms. It's only sometimes Jan says to me, stop reposting everyone's story and post your own story. And I'm like, and then I quickly go and run and do a story. I got a to-do list.
But when I think about it now, whenever I speak to you, you're always at your desk, whether it be at home or at the office, and you're always on the computer. So I think that would probably go up to maybe 10 hours, maybe higher. I think you're on your computer a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, he's probably on over 10 hours if you take into.
And if I'm not on my computer, I'm sitting on the sofa on my laptop. I'm always in front of a screen. Would
Yianni or Daniel Ashfield come to Australia? Yes.
100%.
Mate, I so want to go to Australia. I spoke to Matt Watson the other day and he goes to me, you might have to go to Australia. I'm like, please let me come. I have to go to Australia. First of all, Australia, what a place. I've never been, but just from what you see, the weather, the sights, and also I've got an incredible fan base out there and there's loads of Greeks.
Yep. I want to go to Australia. There's a lot going on in construction. There's a lot going on in engineering. Not too fond of the spiders under the toilet seat, but I think that I'll overcome that, when I get there. But I'd love to go to Australia.
I want to go.
Who was your celebrity crush growing up?
Celebrity crush growing up. Wow. How could your memory go back that far?
I had 2. When I was really young, it was Left Eye from TLC.
Okay.
And then when I got a bit older, do you remember when the Ali G film came out?
Yeah.
It was Rona Mitra from Ali G.
Oh, the girl, the one that was trying to set him up. Wow, yeah. I remember.
Those were my celebrity crushes when I was young.
Wow. A name that pops to my head early days was Halle Berry, because my generation was like your Cindy Crawfords and things like that, like supermodels when they were supermodels. Halle Berry was definitely one. That was a name that always come to me. I got a question for you. Do you think we'd have been friends if we're at school?
I think we would have been, but I think you would have probably been more popular than me. I was a fat kid. I wasn't very confident at school.
Yeah.
I was very happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
I wasn't a troublemaker. Easily distracted, sometimes class clown.
Yeah, I think you're that person that changed. You know, that turned into like a swan.
You got to remember, when I'm at school, train sets. I'm still playing with trucks. I'm playing with trains. I'm doing exactly I was always a geek.
But you don't look like a geek.
Yeah. So at school, the perception was, what's wrong with this geezer? Like everybody was going and going ice skating, and I'm going home to play with my train set. At the time, that's frowned upon and people make fun of you. But because now I run trains and actually got my own train last week, standalone video coming. You can imagine the way people would perceive it and the way they would react to it.
What group were you in? So you had like the geeks, you had the cool kids, you had the football lot. I was in between football. I definitely weren't on the geek side. I was at football and trying to be into the cool gang.
I was kind of outside all of them, and I would kind of float between. I would kind of like bounce between them, and if it opened up, I would fall into this one, and if it didn't, I would bounce, and I would just like pinball. I didn't really fit into an actual group. So I see a lot of the time I always do stuff on my own, so I didn't really I didn't really fit into any group.
You're a lone rider.
I was a bit weird as a kid. Like people were buying, I would buy a Cypress Hill album, then I would buy the Jurassic Park soundtrack. Like who goes up to the till in HMV with the Jurassic Park soundtrack and the Cypress Hill Black Sunday album?
Wow.
Who does that?
A lot of people that were the ones in school that were the most popular kids, some are still up there, but I think a lot of them don't necessarily become the popular adult or become really successful later on in life.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I started later. You don't want to peak at school and then the rest of your life is like, well, damn, I peaked a lot later in life.
When you're at school, more often than not, what's on show is what you've inherited, what you've been given, or what you have naturally, or your talent. When you get slightly older, the people who work on themselves continuously, those are the people who excel and continue to improve. In school, it's different. Your mum and dad buy your nice clothes if your mum and dad you've got the latest trainers if your mum and dad can afford it.
Yeah.
Your haircut, if you've got older brothers, they take your friends, they take you to the right barbers.
Yeah.
You're good at football because, you've got good hand-to-eye coordination and you're fast. When you get out of school and you're over 16 and now you have to work on yourself and you go out into the real world, that's kind of when people come into their own.
Yeah, that's a really good way to explain that. When we grew up, we didn't really there was no social media. Social media, as much as I have big social media and I'm on it and I rate it and I love social media, it's the devil. And kids nowadays, it's like they've got to be perceived in a certain way. And if they're not the cool kids or they don't have the best Jordans or they don't do things that are cool, you can really get beat down on social media. I think it's a very tough time for kids growing up, and I worry. I've got a 17-year-old, a 13-year-old, and I've got my daughter who's 3. And I think it's a very tough time to bring kids up in a world where you just have to worry about them and protect them all the time. And you can't protect them 24/7 with social media.
I'm glad we didn't have social media. But now, it's probably the most difficult it's ever been when you're growing up. Sometimes you look at someone who you think is doing well, and you think, I want to be that person. And you look at someone else and you take little pieces from every person to make yourself. But they've got so much to see. And a lot of the people who are putting out the content, they're doing the content to generate revenue or to grow their profile. And it may not necessarily be the best example for young people to watch. So I'm glad we didn't have social media. As a parent, it's a complete minefield. You're teaching the child something. For me, if I leave and I go out on the estate, if I learn bad manners when I come in the home, when I come home, it's curtains. Like, I know my mum's not having it. Yeah. But now, all day, the kids get it, all day.
And you can't filter what you watch within reason. So if there's people acting the fool, you're seeing it. If there's people being professional, you're seeing it. If there's people being just absolute clowns, you're seeing it, and people are thinking, oh, I'm gonna do that to get a viral video. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, have some dignity, and you need the parents to be able to say to them, listen, you gotta stop. But I know what it's like being a parent and how difficult it is telling your kid no and them actually listening, because it's not easy. And I speak to a lot of parents, and when I do like a lot of meet and greets and stuff, the parents will be there, they'll have their kids there, and they'll say, oh, can you speak to my son? Can you speak to my daughter? And I listen, I'm just like, wow, it's tough out there. It's very difficult out there.
Yeah, that's one journey I haven't, fatherhood is one journey I haven't embarked on as of yet.
As of yet. Want kids?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
4.
4? Really?
It's easy for someone who ain't had one to say they want 4. I could just say I was 10. Like, I could say anything, but yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Boys, girls, both? 2 and 2?
Boys.
All boys?
All boys.
Really? Nah, mate.
All boys.
No. Now
All
I've got
boys.
my daughter, gotta have a girl.
No. Now we've got your daughter.
That's it.
We don't need a girl.
Can you imagine trying to take my daughter out? Good luck with that.
It's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence turning up. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, Limery.
What was your first hustle?
My first hustle, one of my uncles bought a van, and do you remember original nutter, original bad nutter, original bad nutter. Well, my uncle bought a van, called himself the Original Iceman, and he used to buy ice and deliver them to nightclubs in West End. I was 12 years old, and on a Saturday, I knew my uncle. I'd be looking on the balcony. When I see my uncle, I run downstairs. We go to central London. On our run, we deliver bags of ice cubes to all the restaurants, and then as it got later in the night, we'd deliver them to all the nightclubs. I was 12 years old, and I was walking into nightclubs, seeing tables. I was like, I'm going to be back here one day. But then my uncle knew he had to have me home for match of the day. You know, you got to be home for match of the day when you're young.
Wow.
I had to be home for match of the day. Sometimes I would miss Big Break,
Big Break? Yeah. Oh, I used to love Big Break.
But that
Bullseye?
was
3, 2, 1, Dusty Bin?
Yeah.
All the older lot are going to be loving this.
That was my first hustle, delivering bags of ice in central London to nightclubs and bars. That was my...
What sort of money were you making?
Oh, what sort of money? I was getting £6 a shift.
Yeah. That's okay. So I was, and I don't know if I've said it before, I used to do the milk rounds on a milk float.
No way.
Me, Owen, and Paul Murphy. So me, Owen Cronin, and Paul Murphy. All my friends were Irish. So 'cause I went to Catholic school, and everyone was Irish. Me, Paul, and Owen used to do the milk float, and it used to be sick because the guy used to own a Capri. And he'd pick us up and take us. I was buzzing to be in the Capri. I was more excited to go in the Capri at the time. And then we go, we get on the milk float, and we just literally jump off and we just run and drop the bottles off, and then obviously come back. But yeah, we done that when we were young, and I think I got like £5. I think that was £5 to do it.
Yeah, I was a top boy for you. I got £6.
Do they still do milk floats now?
I think in certain areas, not in central.
Yeah.
At the time, it could have bought me a McDonald's, or the whole lot of it could have gone on football stickers, you know, the stickers for the book.
Panini.
Yeah.
Panini, these lot are thinking panini, which is like a sandwich.
Yeah, no. There were these football stickers, and you had to buy like a pack of stickers, and it could be all the stickers you've already got doubles, and you had to fill up the book, and every team had a page with every player and all the stadiums and the manager, and you had to try and fill the book in.
When you get like the gold stickers and the silver stickers. And then if you go to school and you'd be like, I've got this player, I'll swap you this player for this player, this player, to try and obviously fill your book up as quick as possible.
And then when you filled the book up, it benefited your life in no way whatsoever.
Just cost you a fortune to do it, but it was just like an accomplishment. And sometimes there'd be times where you just couldn't get the last couple of plays, it's like, yeah, whatever.
But we never had the internet back then. Now you could just go online and trade with people. Yeah, I might spend the entire £6 straight away because the feeling
Big
of
pin.
No, do you know what it is? The feeling of going into a place and buying something for myself
with your own money,
with my own money and eating it, that made me feel great. But then that's kind of addictive because now you've brashed your 6 squids.
You got to wait
got no money for the week. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then when you say to your mum, "Can I have some money for this?" Where's your money? Was your money what you work for?
I'm on with every Saturday
same
morning.
as mine. Every Saturday.
Like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, we get picked up, and then we'll be finished by 12.
Yeah.
So,
no.
see, mine was better. Oh yeah, hold on. So you were giving it. You earned £6, I earned £5. I only worked till 12. 1 at the latest.
Yeah, but that £1, that could have made the difference.
$1. You're working all day.
You know already about $1.
$1, yeah, but you're working all day.
I was home for match of the day.
Okay, at 10 o'clock at night, mate. I was finished at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, but then you knew what the football scores were, and then it would ruin match of the day.
I was watching it on the teleprompter, on teletext.
Yeah.
Grandstand.
Yeah. Accrington Stanley 1.
That's it. Liverpool 27. Where now you have the internet, you have teletext. Well, on your TV, you'd hit like a menu button, it'd bring up a screen, and then you could find like results and the news and things like that.
Yeah, and there was a guy who read the football results, this voice, and when he read the football results, if you didn't support a team that was in the top in the Premiership when the Premiership started, or in the first division, you had to wait. They would go through League 1, 2, 3, 4, Conference, then Scotland, and then they would go through all the results. So when you were young, you would know every single football team in every single country because you would just sit there and just listen to the football results.
And you couldn't just search it, and obviously radio.
They had to wait.
Yeah, you had to wait.
And when we were young, on the news, it used to say, "Look away now if you don't want to know the football scores." Because
you're going to watch it at night.
Match of the day was going to be on
TV, yeah. Look away now. Oh, that's what I'm saying. When I think back, we sit and reminisce. That was a good time. They were good times. I think there were the good times because we didn't have stresses and pressures and overheads of work and staff and bills and but they were, when you think back, they're fond memories. They make you smile and they make you happy and they make you think, okay, you know what? I need to try and find those pockets of happiness again, because that's when I was genuinely happy. You understand? And we want to grow up when we're younger, and then when you get there, it's like, oh, mate, make me young again. My first big paycheck was in property. We closed the deal on a development, and it was about 7 or 8 grand. And I remember I got my paycheck, and I went to Brent Cross, and I went to Ernest Jones in Brent Cross, remember Brent Cross? And I bought a Rolex watch, and I spent all my money, and I gave it to my dad, and he's still got the watch to this day.
Wow. What we call in a big paycheck? I was thinking about my first job and
no, but that was a big paycheck. That was 6-7 grand now a month is incredible money, let alone back then. But it was a big deal.
Oh man, I haven't got anything. I wasn't getting that type of money. Well, I'm still not getting that type of money. I don't remember getting any sort of money like that when I was that age. When I got a bit older, 15, 16, 17, I
wasn't 15, I was in property, I was like 20 plus.
Nah, man, I thought, okay. When I was slightly older, and I think I would more spend my money on train sets and clothes. I think. Because not having the clothes which are in fashion at the time, when I did have money, straight away I need a pair of Nike Air Max 120s, I need the tracksuit, I need all the bits, so I'm like, right, I've got this, I don't feel insecure about my clothes now. Now I need my train set. And then I had the Hornby Railways and all that sort of stuff.
I used to like Nike TNs.
Yeah, before that was the 120s, the ones which they're back now, they're all silver, and then they did the silver and blue with the kind of neon green tick.
LA Gear. LA Gear with the laces that were different colours. Bad boy.
Reebok pumps.
Reebok pumps.
Yeah, because pumping up the tongue makes you slam dunk. Yeah.
Can you remember the match of the day theme tune?
Okay, the match of the day theme tune.
Let's do big break, then let's do match of the day, because we need to map out the sun. It's only a game, so put up a real good. I'm gonna be snookering you tonight. I'm playing for my aim, so you better believe I'm right. I'm gonna be snookering you tonight. Big break, snookering you tonight. Yeah.
How do you remember that?
Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Welcome back to Match of the Day. Right, we're ending this video right now. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Chatting Breeze. Let us know what else you would like to see in the comments section. And we'll see you on the next one. For myself and Daniel, shout out Asheville. We'll see you soon. Later.